Night hangs heavy in the marbled heart of the Louvre Museum, a silence so deep you can almost hear centuries whispering secrets. Deep within the Denon wing, bathed in the ghostly glow of security beams, stood Taylor Swift, not as a global superstar, but as a solitary figure captivated by an 18th century portrait, striking, yet overshadowed by its more famous neighbors. Her gaze, usually scanning arena crowds, sharpened on the canvas, a flicker of admiration turning into a knot of intense suspicion. Something deep within the artist's familiar strokes felt inexplicably wrong, like a melody played slightly out of key. What hidden detail, overlooked for generations beneath the varnish and fame, had snagged the attention of one of the world's most dedicated storytellers, pulling her into a mystery buried within the world's most famous museum? It started as a flicker, a nagging dissonance only someone attuned to hidden narratives might catch, but it quickly ignited into a consuming quest, fueled by an aching sense of injustice. Taylor felt it in her bones. The celebrated male artist, credited for centuries, might not have held the brush alone, perhaps not at all. Whispers of a forgotten female contemporary, a brilliant painter named Sophie Dubois, allegedly erased from history, began to surface in obscure texts Taylor unearthed, her heart clenching at the familiar sting of talent overshadowed, a story deliberately silenced. The stakes soared beyond mere curiosity. This was about restoring a stolen legacy, challenging the towering narrative etched into the Louvre's very walls, a truth she felt compelled to uncover, no matter the resistance she knew would come. Resistance arrived clad in bespoke tailoring and dripping with condescending authority. Julian Thorne, a titan of the art world whose reputation was interwoven with the very history Taylor questioned. At a glittering museum event, his voice, smooth as silk but sharp as glass, publicly dismissed her growing suspicions as romantic fiction, a subtle, chilling threat to stay silent, designed to isolate and discredit her right there amidst the Louvre's grandeur. That feeling of Haxesluck, of powerful voices silencing truth, felt suffocatingly real, mirroring battles fought by so many artists before. Yet just as doubt began to creep in, a quiet presence offered unexpected solace. Keanu Reeves, observing the exchange with his characteristically calm intensity, later met her gaze across the room, offering a simple, steady nod and a cryptic murmur. Sometimes the loudest voices try to drown the truest echoes, planting a seed of resilience just when she needed it most. Fueled by that quiet encouragement and Thorne's blatant opposition, Taylor's resolve hardened into focused action, pushing her deeper into the labyrinthine archives hidden beneath the Louvre's public face. It wasn't easy. Doors were politely but firmly closed, records declared missing, Thorne's influence subtly barring her path at every turn, testing her determination against the weight of established power. But Taylor persisted, meticulously following a breadcrumb trail hinted at in old letters, cross-referencing styles, driven by a fierce loyalty to the memory of Sophie Dubois. The breakthrough came not from the painting itself, but from a fragile, leather-bound journal tucked away, miscatalogued, the personal diary of the credited male artist's sister, detailing with heartbreaking clarity Sophie's true genius and the painful story of her erasure. Holding that tangible proof, raw emotion washed over Taylor, vindication mixed with sorrow, knowing she held the key to rewriting history. The climax unfolded not under public spotlights, but in the hushed tension of a senior curator's private office, sunlight streaming through tall windows onto dusty artifacts. Taylor, voice steady despite the tremor in her hands, laid out the evidence, the journal, the stylistic inconsistencies, the historical whispers now forming a coherent shout, placing Sophie Dubois' story directly before Madame Dubois, a woman known for her integrity, but also bound by institutional weight. Just as the curator absorbed the profound implications, Thorne appeared, attempting to dismiss the journal as forgery, his polished veneer cracking to reveal cold fury beneath. He exerted pressure, reminding the curator of donor relations, of tradition, of the chaos this revelation would cause. It was a moment thick with moral weight, the curator visibly torn between established history and undeniable truth, looked from Thorne's demanding glare to Taylor's unwavering, pleading eyes, the fate of Sophie's legacy hanging precariously in the balance. Then, with a deep breath that seemed to echo through the room, the curator made her choice, nodding slowly not at Thorne, but at Taylor. "This requires," she stated, her voice resonating with newfound resolve, "a full, immediate investigation." Thorne recoiled, his expression momentarily stunned into silence. A visible, palpable defeat, even if the war was far from over. The investigation was officially launched, a quiet earthquake sending tremors through the foundations of the art establishment, though the public remained unaware for now. Standing once more before the enigmatic portrait, now imbued with Sophie's rescued spirit, Taylor felt a not triumphant victory, but a profound sense of hard-won progress, a first step toward justice finally taken. Nearby, Keanu Reeves offered a small, genuine smile, a silent acknowledgement of the difficult path ahead, but also of the courage it took to walk it. The Louvre, keeper of countless stories, now held one more, a narrative of truth resurrected against the odds, sparked by observation, fueled by empathy, and fought for within its hallowed halls. The painting seemed to hold its breath, its secret finally stirring towards the light, leaving a powerful, lingering question hanging in the Parisian air. How many other echoes of forgotten genius linger within these walls, waiting for someone brave enough to listen? Share this story if you believe truth should always prevail.